Today we're heading back to Mexico. We decided to have a couple of days of R&R before we head home. So we'll be flying through into Cancun. We're travelling down to Akumal Playa and Half Moon Bay down there for some snorkeling, and we may check out some ruins as well. So stay tuned for that. Right, we're back in Mexico. I had a car and decided to take on the Central American traffic again. So we're in Half Moon Bay, which is just south of Cancun. We flew into Cancun. So we're going to check in and check out the accommodation and go for an explore. Noisy bits. Let's put some tree. Third level. So flew into Cancun. Completely different from Mexico City. So we flew into Mexico City. Immigration stamped a passport, grabbed our bags, we left. Cancun, we got sprayed with chemicals in the plane. So just bear that in mind. Sometimes they still do that. Then we got in there, we got a Spanish form that we couldn't work out, and then someone said we didn't need it, and then someone else said we did. And then they said there'd be English instructions in an English form, but there wasn't. You just had to fill in the Spanish form with the English poster. And then we went through and they scanned, and then we had to go to immigration to get our bags searched, but they didn't really search our bags. Then we went outside, so it's interesting situation. But anyway, we're here at Half Moon Bay, so we're Akumal, south of Cancun. So we decided to get rid of all that rat race. We've got an apartment beside the beach if we can actually get into the apartment. So yeah, anyway, we've got 5 days here before we fly back to Houston and then home. So it's certainly warm enough. Be nice to get into the pool, into the beach or something. But anyway, it is what it is. We'll find our accommodation key somewhere and go from there. It's all about looking on the positives. We could have carried all our bags up to find out that the lockbox wasn't working, so we didn't. So now we've got the code properly, we'll be able to take our bags up. Bugger.
Sorry about that, darling.
Oh, there's nets out there. Stop the seagrass. Wow, there we go. Down over there somewhere's Cancun. I think this is much more pleasant. Found the rooftop. So that over there was paid by the residents of this particular part of Half Moon Bay to keep the seagrass away. That seagrass ends up on the beach over there, and then as you're driving behind the buildings, it just smells like I actually thought there was like some hot pools or some sulphur pools or something around here, but no, it's the seagrass rotting away. It's not a particularly nice smell. So chilling out in the shade. tree is telling us that we need to walk away. Although with pincers like that, I wouldn't be liking my chances. Standing in the shade. Yes, need to learn your road rules. Fishes, big fishes, blue fishes, lots of blue fishes.
Ooh, pretty.
It is pretty. Yes. Right, we're going to the Mayan ruins. It's only like about 40 minutes south of where we're staying, so there's a beach and turtles and all sorts of things there. Took the first main turn off with everybody else and it just jeepers, it was going to cost us like about 500 New Zealand dollars. So it came down to the next entrance, guy waving his flag, and this has cost us 70 New Zealand dollars. Yeah, so much cheaper option, never go for the first one. As I said, it's going to be about 600 New Zealand, which is just ludicrous. So we're going to do a bit of walking for about 10 minutes, no guide, no bus, and see some ruins. So we went through a police checkpoint. They didn't bother us, they were too busy searching cars, but apparently you can get them telling you they need to pay again. The man that sold us the tickets said not to pay again with the police. Said just to show your wristband and it's all good, so I only feel slightly ripped off now. Not completely, like it was if it had gone through the main entrance. Wall Pup. This was a trading post as well because it's been on the coast. So I think we're still on the outside. Bit of a breeze.
No.
Right, we're going to go and do a cenote, which is like a sinkhole. Garden of Eden. Right. Right, you're going to have to move, buddy. Oh, what are we doing here, pal? You're going to have to move. Yes. Not down the road, off the road. Come on, off the road. Come on, off the road. Off the road. Off the road or you get run over. Wildlife. There's an old. That's a sinkhole there. Cenote. So from the gate, a little bit of a drive. Try not to run over the lizards. And now we're here. This one.
Been shut down, obviously.
Vaccine message. There is stairs right there.
Shall we go for those stairs?
Shall we go for those stairs? That might be a good idea. Right, it's quite slippery, so you're going to have to be careful. Oh yes, there's fishes in there. And divers. So the far side ended up having divers there and a rope, so we're going to go to the area where we first saw when we came in, which actually looks a bit clearer, so that might be a bit better for us to do. Del Carmen. Okay, so there's the diamond ring place. That was doing the 50% off and the hard sell and this, that and everything. And this is the other place with the grumpy old lady behind the counter. Which one would you choose? Akumal Dive School. Akumal Bay. Right to the reef out there somewhere. Last day in Mexico. So today we went to Akumal, down to the beach there to do some snorkeling with the turtles, and we saw some turtles, saw a stingray, saw a few fish, but they were deeper down. So that was fantastic. It was excellent. Those turtles were huge, and they had those fish, sharks or fish or whatever on them, just cleaning their shells. Bit of a symbiosis happening there. We're off for dinner. I think they've cleared the seagrasso off the beach today. It's actually not smelling like sulphur. That's the seagrassum. Piles and piles of it. Right, well that's Mexico almost done. Just leaving Akumal now, off to Cancun. Flying this afternoon actually, to Houston overnight and then home. So, very nice place. It's great to come when it's not tourist season because there's a lot less busyness and things are a lot quieter generally with all the activities you do. So yeah, so anyway, that was Mexico.